Welcome back, everybody, to the Green Zone podcast with yours truly, Cameron Green. Took our little bit of a break here after the NFL season because we were waiting for this right here. That's right, it's March time. Tournament starts tomorrow, and you're going to get my bracket from me, and hopefully, I can see how well I do this year. So, we're going to start things off, I think, pretty simply right away. Let's jump right ahead to the South. I don't think there's going to be any 16 seeds that beat a one seed. That's fine by me. Louisville and Creighton. I am going to go with Louisville. I think I like them in the ACC tournament this year. I thought they played fairly well. First upset I think I have of the day, or say of the season, I guess, of it. I'm going to pick UC San Diego over Michigan because I think Michigan turns the ball over quite a bit, and this San Diego team is also quite efficient. So I like UC San Diego over Michigan. My first 12-5 upset of this March Madness tournament. Next one coming up here, Texas A&M and Yale. A&M's not that great of a shooting team. I think there's something to be said about Yale too. They knocked out top seed last year. I'm gonna go another upset. We're gonna take Yale over UC San Diego. So we got a couple upsets here right away. Ole Miss and North Carolina. Now I know North Carolina won last night by a good margin. They are favorites. Ole Miss beat Alabama and Tennessee. Okay, North Carolina. The whole thing is they haven't really beaten anybody this year. I think they're going to ride into a hot hand though right here. I think North Carolina's going to come up with a win. You beat San Diego State by 30 points. You respectively have a chance to beat anyone in this tournament. So I will go North Carolina over Ole Miss. We got three double-digit seeds in the round of 32. Historically, I'm not awesome at these things. So, I mean, if you're looking for anyone to go the opposite, just don't listen to my bracket. Iowa State over Lindstrom here. I'm also going to go New Mexico over Marquette because Marquette is not a great performing team come March most years. And I'll take Michigan State over Bryant. Let's go over here to the east side. I'm going to take Duke, of course. That one's not going to be a bitch, much of a surprise to anybody here. Mississippi State Baylor, I think, is one of the interesting ones that we find here. I like Baylor, and they have a great coach in Scott Drew, but I think Mississippi State has played better against some of these teams than I think Baylor has in the Big 12 here. But man, they're right in a lot of those games with these good teams. Um, I'm going to come back to that. I really don't know quite yet in my hand. I think Oregon will beat Liberty. I'm not really that impressed by Liberty. I like Arizona. BYU and VCU. This is another one that everyone's saying as an upset. But I think BYU is actually a pretty good squad on here. Look at it. Beat Baylor. Lost Arizona by 11, but beat Kansas, beat Arizona, beat Iowa State twice. I don't know if VCU has played very much, but I don't know. It's not that impressive to me. I like BYU in this one. Wisconsin and Montana too. I like this Wisconsin team. I kind of like Wisconsin every year. They have a really nice style of play that I think, when run right, can translate really well to the tournament. I can see this one here. Vanderbilt is playing in a tough conference, and they play close with a lot of these teams. And I think I can see them winning this game. But I like St. Mary's too. I just like the way that they play. I think that style of play gets underappreciated over there in their conference. So I'm gonna go St. Mary's, and then I'll go Alabama. We'll come back to that Mississippi State Baylor game. Florida Norfolk State. Again, not seeing any 16 seeds coming out of this one. UConn, I will give them the respect this year. I mean, they are a team that's struggling. I don't see them going any farther than this. But you have to respect the fact that they are the two-time defending national champions. I'll give them a game. I'm also going to go Colorado State over Memphis. I like this game. I think Colorado State's a good shooting team. I don't know if I love Memphis. It took them a lot, like Dane Danger and PJ Haggerty, right, to have their games. If they're off, I don't really love their chances against some of these teams here. Now, Memphis is not a bad squad by any means. I just think there has to be some upsets in this tournament. I mean, not like I didn't pick them up here before, but I like Colorado State in this game. Maryland, Grand Canyon, I'm going to go Maryland this one. I'm also going to take Missouri. I think everyone's looking for that 11-6 upset with Drake and Missouri, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Missouri is a pretty good squad, and people are not really rating them to their fullest ability, and everyone's just kind of picking the upset. I think Missouri is a good team. Let's go Texas Tech here as well. Another one of the interesting games is Kansas and Arkansas. A Coach Calipari team is not historically great. in the tournament. I think a Coach Bill Self team is actually pretty solid as well. I like Kansas in this one. I'm going over the Bill Self over John Calipari, and St. John's I will take over Omaha. Let's go Houston in this one. I'm also going to take Gonzaga over Georgia. I think Gonzaga is criminally underrated this year. Yeah, I think they have a chance to beat Houston as well. And Georgia plays in a good conference, whatever, but I think Gonzaga is a pretty good squad here. I'm going to go Clemson in this one, and I will also go Purdue. I think those teams are pretty well balanced. I do have, we don't know. I guess I am recording this on a Wednesday before the tournament, but I want to get this out to everybody before tomorrow at 11 when games start. So we don't really know who they're going to play, but I still like Illinois anyway. I will go Kentucky, I will go UCLA, and I will go Tennessee. This one's not that surprising of one. I don't have an upset in this bracket here of this one, but we'll keep moving on here. Auburn and Louisville. I think Louisville has a chance to give Auburn a run for their money, but I do like Auburn in this one. And this is why I see the double-digit seed making the Sweet 16. They say was it I don't know. I forget the number, but there's a good amount of double-digit teams that make the Sweet 16 every year. I think UC San Diego gets to be that team because I think they're way better than Yale, and I like the way that they play. So I think they're going to be playing up against Auburn here. North Carolina, Iowa State. Now Iowa State is without one of their leading scorers, and they play a pretty good squad without them. I think this is where the North Carolina dream comes to an end. I'm going to take Iowa State in this one. And New Mexico, Michigan State, I like Tom Izzo in March. I don't know why we're sleeping on that this year. I think the Big Ten might have a chance to do well this year. So I got to pick here on this Mississippi State Baylor game because this is actually going to be frustrating for me. I like Mississippi State more than I like Baylor, but man, Baylor has beaten Kansas. That's about it. But they play closely with a lot of these teams. You know what? My gut says Mississippi State. I'm gonna go Mississippi State, but I do have Duke beating Mississippi State in that one. I like Arizona in this game. Alabama, of course. BYU and Wisconsin is a tough one for me. I like Wisconsin actually a lot this year, but they also are kind of a streaky team. They can be done pretty well. They can play pretty poor, but I will go Wisconsin in this one. Down below here, Florida and UConn. I think Florida is one of the best teams in this whole tournament. He has things as well. Colorado State and Maryland. I think Maryland is criminally underrated as well. Maryland's got quite a squad on their hands this year, but they can lose to any team on a good any given day there. I will pick Maryland, though, over Colorado State. Missouri and Texas Tech. Oh, I don't want that quite yet, but maybe I do. Missouri and Texas Tech right here. Missouri, I think, is a pretty solid team. But I do like Texas Tech in this one as well. I feel bad having this one be an all top four. It never works out that way, but I think that's might be how that region works out for that time. There's so many good teams in this one here. Houston, Gonzaga. Houston will be the first one seed out of this one. I think Gonzaga will play them pretty closely. And I like Clemson over Purdue. There's some matchups that we just don't think are going to happen, but Gonzaga and Clemson could be one of them that we see happening here. I also don't know if I really like Illinois that much to pick them over Kentucky. Kentucky plays a pretty good squad. Most of the time, I will take Kentucky. And I like Tennessee over UCLA. Now, Kentucky, Tennessee, that's one I can see very much going either way because Tennessee is actually a pretty decent looking squad here on paper. But Kentucky, I mean, they're both playing such great times. All right, let's see who we got here. So Auburn, UC San Diego, I will take Auburn in this one. I am going to take Michigan State for my first 1-2 of this one. I think both of these teams are incredible, but I don't know. I think Michigan State can lose on any given day, like any one of these teams can. Duke, I like in this one as well. And it's bad to say I like the 1-2 seed in this one, but I think Alabama is a really, really good team here. So I will go Duke and Alabama. Florida and Maryland, I did want Florida in this one. I also wanted to get um, St. John's in there as well. I don't really know if I love this, though, in my head. I think I kind of like this Maryland team. I think I might go back on what I think. I like Florida, and Florida's probably a great team. They can beat anybody in here. They can score as many points as they really need to. Um, in Maryland, it's shaky at times. I will go another 1-2. This one here, I think quite a bit like Tennessee, and that's okay with me. Tennessee and Gonzaga, I think, are going to be in that Elite Eight. So we got a 1-2, 1-2, 8 or 8-2 and a 1-2. Doesn't feel like that's really going to happen. Um, but I think Houston's the worst one seed here, and I think Gonzaga's better than Clemson. Um, but at the same time, Clemson's a pretty good looking team. I think I just like Gonzaga a bit more. I'm gonna go St. John's to the Final Four. I've been riding the train all year. I hopped on. I love this defense that Patino runs. Like again, you can't really rely on that, but if you can defend, you can give yourself a chance. And I think that St. John's can give themselves a chance at any time here. I like St. John's. I really do. Looking at this one here, I like Michigan's. I don't think Auburn's that impressive to me. I think a two seed here of St. John's and Michigan State could be done fine. I like Duke. Duke, I think, is the best team coming out of that region for sure, and I think they should be probably favorites in this one. Tennessee coming out of the bottom as well. So we got here a Big Ten, a Big East, an ACC, and an SEC. I'll start things off here. I think Duke is a pretty darn looking good squad this year. And when it comes to Michigan State and St. John's, like I just think if St. John's can defend, they can put themselves in such a good spot to get as far as they need to. It's like the best defense in the country, block shots, disrupt passing lanes. I think what they do, honestly, too, is they just force teams to be uncomfortable when they want to play their offensive style. Now, I don't know when a team gets out and runs, so I don't know if Florida wants to get out and run, if that's going to change things. But I think St. John's can give themselves a chance to play for a national championship against the Duke Blue Devils. That I think it's a good fit for them. But Cooper Flag and this Duke squad is pretty damn good. And I think that's why I want Duke in my bracket. I think this team is fantastic on paper. Looking at that as well, I think it's just something that we don't see that often. What I'm kind of scared about in my bracket is, like I say, on paper, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 3s, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I had enough teams going far enough to where it makes sense. Because 2 years ago, when UConn won their first championship as an 8th seed, I had UConn in my national championship, and I didn't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about St. John's this year, but if they lose first game, uh, I'm gonna be kicking myself for a long time, and that's just gonna happen. That's just how it's gonna be. So that's my bracket for this year. Final four: Michigan State, St. John's, Duke, and Tennessee. So those of you watching here on the Green Zone podcast, the March Madness special, we'll be covering this tournament throughout as it goes, probably round by round on here. On the Green Zone Pod. But welcome back on the Green Zone Pod. Once again, I'm Cameron Green with you here, signing off the College of St. Scholastica Media Studio. Want to wish you all a good rest of your day, wherever you may be. And let's fight on here. Let's have ourselves quite a march come this time of year. So from Cameron Green and the Green Zone Podcast, we'll see you guys next time on our YouTube page, GZ Pod. And also follow our baseball page, Green Zone Baseball. Also on TikTok, too, GRZ Baseball. It's a lot of time all about our baseball page. Most will be talking about that on that page there. Not so much on this page in the most part, but our baseball page will be exclusively baseball. We'll see you here. Have a good March Madness, everybody, on the Green Zone Podcast.